let's just sew whatever.
Today we are going to be making, well, we're going to be cutting the Champion bag from Land of the Loft. This is her first pattern release. It says to use a non-fraying fabric, like a bonded nylon or Thertex type fabric, but I'm going to try my waterproof cotton. I'm really curious. I also have this vinyl here I want to test. This is one I might be carrying. It's a sample, so it's got these big creases, but honestly I think it looks really cool. And like maybe the colors aren't perfect together, but like when it shifts to, I'm really into it. So that's what I'm going to be using. And there is a cutting chart provided, and then there is the main panel. And it says you need the main panel. So I went ahead and laminated my pieces here, and we've got our pattern pieces here. I thought I had a glue stick. No, I think I do. So the way this is set up is kind of like clothing patterns, where you cut on that line, tape it, glue it. I might just end up using, tape. And so you're going to match up the triangle here. I saw an Instagram post that talked about using surgical tape for putting your patterns together. I thought that was pretty cool because you can iron it and it's fairly repositionable but still really sticky. I was like, oh, well that's cool. All right, so this is a different piece. I don't actually know if I need this. I am not going to be using any of these square or rectangle cuts. I would much rather measure it. So this is the bag base, foldable bag base. So I don't need that. I do need this. And then there's zipper tabs. So there's one if you're going to be putting right sides together and flipping it, and another one if you're going to be using edge paint. I think I'll flip it. I thought that looked so clean on the examples that I saw. My print isn't necessarily directional, but I think I might still cut it as if it were and piece it together. Okay, so this is A3. I probably have cam snaps, but I think I'm going to end up using like 10 millimeter or 18 millimeter magnetic snaps. I have not decided yet. So if you are using a non-directional print, you're going to fold up at that fold line. If you're using directional, you're going to cut it at the dashed line. So you would then disregard that fold notation. slip pocket zipper tabs. I don't see this in the cut list, so I guess I will cut that. So that might be the large interior pocket zipper tabs, because it does say to cut 4 and the size looks right. This pattern does come with projector files if you are a projector fan. I will probably write down the measurements of this and use a ruler instead of the pattern piece, but we shall see. So these are my interfacing flap pieces. What are you? Did I miss a piece? Dang it. And my printer's not working, but I can make it up. I can mimic what's on the other side. And at least my strap placement pieces are there. Dang. Okay. So yeah, I'll probably end up cutting it on the fold this way. I'm laughing because the last time I did this. Okay. And then we definitely need these. And it says to cut it from Fairfuse Light. Don't remember what that one's like, but it might be like a fleece. I will read through the pattern though in a minute and let you know what it wants me to use. I know I've bought some of the TheraFuse interfacing, but I just don't remember. I felt like the pattern is really well laid out though. I think the pieces are easy to cut, easy to read. I just wish the measurements were given for that one, but I understand wanting to keep it so people use pattern pieces basically. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we need and get everything out, and then we'll be ready to cut. I have read over the instructions. I feel good about this. I'm going to start by cutting out my vinyl pieces. I'm going to be using the tote bag handle straps, but there are, okay, so I'm using the tote length shoulder strap, but there is handle length strap. I just like the idea of shorter little grab handles. Got it lined up perfectly. And then we're going to mark down the center. And then there's a fun little cut trick that we're going to be doing. Okay, there we go. Set those aside for later. And those are the tote length straps. I don't need to cut, or handle length straps, not tote. Zipper tabs out of accent vinyl. Oh, interesting. So I'm looking through what else we need our vinyl cut with. Where did it go? This is what happens when a toddler invades your space and squiggles your brain. It was all right here. And my printer's broken? There it is. No, that's not it. I don't think so. What I ended up doing was tracing the negative space. Well, now I have two. So just clip that there. Outstanding. All right, let's cut our flap and zipper end. All right, so you're gonna need 2 flap pieces. I might try this one. Okay. And I did find my metal snaps. They're not cam snaps. They're honestly, they're from Gold Star Tool from 5 million years ago. Just being honest. But I'm gonna go ahead and use them. Try to anyway. So there's that one. Okay, that area is not big enough, but that's okay. Flap closure. Now you don't need to mark that snap placement. If you're using a thicker snap, from what I understand within the pattern, you could go through both layers. But if you don't want to see the metal accent, on your flap, then maybe install it before you put everything together. The Therafuse light is like a Decaville light. And I believe I have Therafuse light here, so we'll be using that. I've cut my 2 from Accent Vinyl, so we can put that away. Main fabric, flap interfacing. So next we just have these little tabs. We need to cut 4 of these. I might be a little lazy and cut 2 precisely, and then put right sides together, because you're going to end up trimming things down. So I could use that then. So I'll put these right sides together for now. This vinyl might be a little thick for it, but I really like the way it looks in the end. So we'll try it. Okay, there's that. Put that away. So that is going to be it for our vinyl. So I can roll this up, We really just needed a little bit, so that's nice. I can use this for something else. Go ahead and cut. All right, so that was our 4 zipper tabs. We're not doing the edge paint option. I did the flap closure, and now we're gonna do our flap interfacing. Okay, use the pattern piece and then also cut a 1.5 inch or a little scrap. Literally the tiniest little scrap. Do not lose that. I said knowing full well I'm gonna. All right, so we've cut that, and then we'll get this. And it's fun because this is a peel and stick. Just be careful with your scissors since you're cutting through an adhesive. I'm using non-stick scissors. It shouldn't be too bad, but just use caution. I'll put that away. Hold on to that. Put this away. And then we can cross that off. And now I'm gonna use Decaville Heavy because I'm using Peltex. I'm like, ooh, yeah, that sounds fun. Nice little throwback to this. So we have like the perfect little scrap here. This is the center. And this is the side. So we've got that. And so now we can move on to everything we need out of our main fabric, and we can put away our interfacing scraps. I'm so excited to use this. Okay. So we need to do the main panel. We're gonna cut one on the fold. So it's one big piece, or we're gonna cut 2 from this dotted line. And part of me is like, I can't brain well enough to cut it the way I need to, but my printer's broken. You got this. So we'll be using 2 of these. Well, technically I can use this on the fold here. And keep in mind, this is just rectangle pieces. Cut on the fold. I can see this being a really good show bag, like a good craft show seller. I don't know if people will pay a ton of money, but from what I understand, this is based off of a designer bag. So there's one. I think this is going to feel really nice. Line up that fold edge as well as you can. All right, so we're not done with this piece, but we're not cutting anything else from it. We'll use it later to make all of our markings. Foldable bag base, I'll cut from the dimensions, same with the pockets, but we can do those zipper tabs from this little section up here. I was talking with Kristen, and she said that some people found that there was a lot of bulk if they use the slip pocket zipper tab doubled with their fabric. So if you don't want to, you don't have to. And I might just not double it. Like, I have an industrial, so it's not a problem. I just wondering about the bulk. So I think it'll be okay. So that's our slip pocket zipper tabs. It's called large interior pocket zipper tabs in the cut list, but it is that. Let me cut that. Now these are pretty big pieces, so make sure you're being really careful when you cut them. Like, I have plenty of extra fabric, but just in case, I'm going to start with one of the smaller pieces. Let's see. So I have like 13 inches here. So I could do the back slip pocket from here to really utilize as much as I can. Now, if you're unable to carefully cut at a fraction and you'd rather round up to a whole number, you can. and then trim off that little bit of excess. Sometimes it's easier for me. So we're doing the back slip pocket. Okay. And then we'll just trim any of that excess off. And now you probably want to very carefully, there are tags to label, but I'm going to do a small back slip. What do we have here? So I'll go ahead and cut. Editing Lauren here to say, fun fact, I did not read that there are options for the pockets, and I cut out one more pocket than I needed to, so you pick either or. Cool. So right now I have the perfect little space for the interior front pocket. Yeah, all right. That's my interior front pocket. And now we have two really big pieces. I don't think, nope, I can't get that 13.5, but I can do this smaller one. So I'm gonna cut to the bigger number. And then trim it down. Okay. So these are my base pieces, so I'm just clipping it all together. So we have one more piece, and that's it. Sorry. Oh, that's exciting. So it almost took a full yard. Alrighty, that's our interior back slip. And then for hardware, we only need those snap pieces, some zipper pulls, some zipper tape. So I'm ready. This is the back slip with zip. And so our zipper tab pieces are going to go with this. And I think the way this is constructed is really fun. So I hope you'll join me to make the champion bag from Land of the Loft patterns. I'm excited, and I will see you later.